Very mesmerizing morning to one and all present here. Esteemed guest speaker, Honorable Management Committee, eminent Madam Principal, and all my worthy teachers and my dear students. It feels immense pleasure and proud to share that Sumitra Modern School, Napalapur branch, has always been catering the best to our students. Keeping in view the holistic development of our students, we are here with a series of webinar named Guru Diksha, the ritual of giving, which has been exclusively designed for you all in order to make you more confident and equipped to face the unpredictable tomorrow. The theme of Guru Diksha is a sorted initiative by Sumitra Modern School under the kind and able guidance of Madam Principal Dr. Ravi Tripathi, who is our navigator and has always been a source of encouragement and guidance. This quality webinar series will not only motivate and inspire the students of Sumitra Modern School, but also open the various sources for students who do not choose to be a doctor or an engineer only. It will also introduce them with various opportunities other than traditional professions like doctor or engineer. Deep Jyoti Param Brahm, Deep Jyoti Janardana, Deepo Haratu Me Papam, Prakash Deepo Namostute. अर्थात ईश्वर का एहसास ना तो दिखाई देता है और ना ही सुनाई देता है, परंतु प्रकाश की भांति सदैव हमारे जीवन को दृश्यमान करता रहता है। तो आइए इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ इस खूबसूरत कार्यक्रम की पहली कड़ी की शुरुआत दीप प्रज्वलन से करते हैं।
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः।
Mother, we pray for your blessings with all humility. Give us wisdom to make this world a better place. May all human beings live in harmony with nature and other forms of life. May the truth prevail. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. Now over to Jyoti ma'am.
We are a staunch believer of Guru Shishya Parampara. Without Guru, no student can attain the beauty of life. So here is a beautiful chant by one of our students, Chirag Saxena, as a tribute to entire teaching fraternity.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
The Guru Shishya Parampara has been an inevitable part of education in ancient Indian culture, which signifies the emotional, intellectual, and spiritual bonding between them. It has always been a key aspect in the building of our nation, and some of the classic examples of this relationship includes Vishwamitra, Rama, Sandeepani, Krishna, Parshurama, Bhishma, Dronacharya, Arjuna, and Ramkrishna Paramhansa, Swami Vivekananda. Now over to Shiba ma'am.
Moving forward, here are some beautiful shlokas from Gita Amritam going to be recited by our Sanskari student. So here is Parasdeep of class 7th B to chant the beautiful shloka.
श्री गुरु महिमा का कहो अत ही ऊंच मुकाम ताते गुर पद का करूं बार बार प्रणाम। अर्थात महिमा का क्या वर्णन किया जाए, सर्वोच्च उन गुरु के चरण कमलों को मैं बार बार प्रणाम करता हूँ।
Indeed, a very melodious and soulful chant. Now, we have Sneha Mishra of class 8A for the next shloka recitation.
अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ज्ञानंजन शलाख्या चक्षुरूप मिलित येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अर्थात जिसने ज्ञानांजन रूप शलाखा से अज्ञान रूप अंधकार से अंध हुए लोगों की आंखें खोली, उन गुरुओं को नमस्कार।
Beautiful and meaningful words.
I deem it as my honor, more than a pleasure, to request our Madam Principal, the flagship of the institution, to request our esteemed manager, sir, for raising the curtain.
It's my privilege to welcome the most respectful manager of Sumitra Group of Schools, Sri R.K.G. Mehta, whose vision has widened the horizon of entire Sumitra Group of Schools, whose words of encouragement has always been motivation for us to set yet another higher goal. Most humbly, I would request our manager, sir, Sri R.K.G. Mehta, to raise the curtain of the event, Guru Diksha, the Ritual of Giving, a quality webinar series. Thank you so much, sir, for the honor.
Moving forward, I would most humbly request one of the most dynamic member of the management committee, Mr. Rohan Mehta ji, Director Academics, Sumitra Group of Schools, who has always been an staunch believer of Together We Grow. His support and encouragement has always inspired us to cater quality to our students. So, I would humbly request Sir to share his pearls of wisdom with our students.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate the entire team for this wonderful planning of the event, Guru Diksha. So, in the morning, I was just thinking, and a thought struck my mind that how things have suddenly changed. Initially, for every function or an event, scheduled in the academic calendar, we had another set of challenges and another set of constraints, like the weather is cool or not, transport is manageable, and whether the logistics are possible or not, decoration and stage setup, and coordinating with n number of vendors like the photographer, food caterer, and everything, looking at the budget. But now, what do you like, students? Uh, it's my personal question to you. I would like to have it in the chat box, not on the mute and muting. I would like to have it on the chat box. What do you think the situation? Is it really easy, or it is really difficult to host an event right now? What do you experience? What do you feel? So can you can type easy or difficult on the chat box. Okay, I have one easy and five difficult. Yes, sir, is difficult to us. Is difficult, difficult. I was expecting more easy because a lot of children must be thinking they don't have to come to the school. We are doing it from our homes, and but I am surprised. A lot of people are writing difficult. Anyway, thank you so much for your valuable feedback. I was not expecting such a different. I was thinking that a lot of parents and students have this feeling. This is very easy and you can do it in the comfort of your homes. So, but I must tell you, student, this is. I mean, it's entirely different. I cannot say it easy or difficult, but it's entirely different. Whatever we imagined or anticipated, this is not happening. This is it's actually new normal and very different for all of us. There are lesser physical energies involved, but lot of mental energy factors are there, which is behind the scene, which is happening to give a 1 hour seamless, successful, and smooth minutes of a virtual event. You can see the anxiety and stress when we are starting the event, and then gradually the stress goes low. So it's new for all of us, and we all are adapting to it. And who could ever imagine that we can control the discipline of the school and the students by just a button, by muting, unmuting, and by I mean through a software. So things have entirely changed right now, and we all are adapting to it. Actually, we all have embraced and accepted the new normal, and we all have taken an oath of resilience that we shall adapt to whatever situation comes in our way, show flexibility to uncertainties, display strength to cope up with any adversity or hardship this crisis has to offer, and bounce back with overwhelming creativity and innovation in whatever work we do, because we are locked down but not knocked down by life, my dear children. Therefore, keeping in mind the holistic development of our students, Sumitra Modern School Sitapur, under the astute supervision of Dr. Ravi Tripathi ma'am, Principal Madam, and a wonderful team of facilitators who are the warriors and the superheroes of this pandemic, conceived of an idea of the ritual of giving and launched a series of Guru Diksha to make you more confident and equip you with the essential skills to face the unpredictable tomorrow. So, my dear children, it's my request to keep your mind open and be very receptive to positive and innovative thoughts. Focus like a laser beam and keep your intentions pure and clear. Then only you will be able to connect and receive whatever prasad or the blessings which the Guru is giving you. Thank you, Commander Sir Anand Kumar, for connecting with us and giving us your valuable time. And now we can move the session ahead.
Thank you, sir, for your blissful words. Now, a good leader makes his men realize they have more ability than they think they have, so that they consistently do better work than they thought they could. Now, I would humbly request the most pioneering and inspirational Madam Principal, the lifeblood of our institution, who sacrifices his sleep and works more in planning about the betterment of the school and students. So, I humbly request to Principal Ma'am to invite today's guest speaker, for which our students are eagerly waiting.
Thank you so much, Shiva. Well, it's a wonderful morning, it's a happy morning, and it's a morning full of learning, learning, and learning. But before learning, you need to unlearn yourself, right? When you unlearn yourself, you get a lot of space to take in beautiful learnings of life. Simply a rote learning, mugging up the lessons, vomiting it out in a piece of paper is not going to do the just, right? You need to understand the life skills. That is very important. You need to understand how to do stress management. You need to understand what are the priorities of life and make yourself absolutely disciplined. Disciplined as in what to do, when to do, how to do, and why to do, right? Moving forward, it is absolutely my privilege to welcome Commander Anand Kumarji. He's absolutely an institute in himself. Let me take the honor to read his profile, which is absolutely rich. Commander Anand Kumar is product of Kendriya Vidyalaya, number 1, Bokaro Steel City. During his schooling, he was an active participant in the school's co-curricular activities and sports activities. He represented the school in KV Nationals, twice in hockey and once in Regional Youth Parliament. On completion of his schooling, he joined the Indian Naval Academy, Goa. He was commissioned into the Navy on 1st July 1998. He specializes in anti-submarine warfare and is a graduate of prestigious Defense Services Staff College, Wellington. He has served on board many Indian Navy frontline ships. He is presently appointed as Deputy Director and Research Fellow at National Maritime Foundation, New Delhi, which is the India's foremost and only think tank which concentrates upon India's maritime domain and her holistic security interests. The officer holds 4 master's degree: Underwater, Acoustic and Weapon Systems; number 2, Defense and Strategic Studies; number 3, MBA in HR; number 4, MSc Psychology. In addition, he holds a diploma in international maritime law from Gujarat National Law University, GNLU. He has undergone Operation Analysis and Operations Research course from the prestigious institute IIT Delhi. He is also a qualified service selection port SSB Group Tank Officer GTO Assessor. The officer was selected to undergo a month course in International Law of Military Operations and Maritime Law at Defense Institute of International Legal Studies, USA. He is currently a doctoral scholar at GNLU. The officer has presented papers at various international and national forums like International Maritime Public Law and Related Topics, Historical Development of the Law of the Sea, Maritime Ocean Governance Issues, Laws of Armed Conflict, Geneva Convention, and International Human Rights Law. IUU Fishing, Operational Art and Operational Planning Process. In addition, the officer has conducted family and marital relations and anger management workshops at various naval stations, DSSC, Wellington, and Oberoi Group of Hotels. The officer is an accomplished career counselor, motivational speaker, and a life coach. Now, what could be the best start of the day than this? Then we are starting a wonderful session with such a enriching and motivational speaker, Commander Anand Kumarji. Now, I would humbly request Commander Anandji to take up the enriching session and address our students. Thank you. Over to Commander, sir.
Okay, good morning, everybody. First of all, my sincere apologies for keeping you all waiting. But just now morning, it was asked that whether hosting webinars is easy or in person it is more easy. The answers came hosting webinar is difficult, and I think that shows why it is difficult. Nevertheless, we will try to move ahead with the COVIDian times and try our best to impart whatever we can. First of all, I would like to say and express my gratitude to Sumitra Modern School management for allowing me this opportunity to share some thoughts with you, beautiful, smart, and future of our country. And my special thanks to the principal, Dr. Ravi, who could identify and get in touch with me so that I can share. As the topic is Guru Diksha, the art of and joy of giving, is a very apt title. And I think this way I am also returning my Guru Diksha to my teachers, wherein I am able to return in turn to my other students who in life will go up and do wonderful things and make nation proud. So I thought that first I should give a glimpse of your school to you. I did a little bit of check, and I am glad to say that your school features proudly and has got a lot of laurels, and I'm really feeling great to be attached with your school. And then your wonderful principal and the students and the teaching faculty. So welcome you all. So at the end of our interaction, what all we'll understand. So students, we will be able to identify various career opportunities. We'll try and understand how to identify own life goal. We'll understand the concept of magical laddu. It is something new which I thought about. Then how to create a goal map, how to align the clock and compass of life, and how to achieve these goals which we have set. To begin with, today I'll be talking about career opportunities after 10th and 12th, and I must say sky is not the limit. Today the multiverse is the limit, and if you want to go, you can go. You would have heard about Elon Musk. We are now aiming for Mars. And yesterday I read a news article where it said that Elon Musk is trying to make a implantable microchip which can be implanted in human mind, and it will take us multifold ahead. So that's the limit. Sky is not the limit. So what are the career opportunities? Let's see, because you all are kids, so it is better that you see a picture and then analyze. So you can be pilot, you can be a researcher, scientist, you can be a teacher or a professor, you can even be a president of India if you aspire. You can be an archaeologist, you can be a nurse, you can be a police officer, you can be one of the many billionaires, entrepreneurs, or you can be the lawyers. But these are not only 6 goals or 6 careers, there are plenty. You all can choose to join the armed forces, which I belong to, and it is giving equal opportunity to boys and girls. And believe me, it's a very attractive, very empowering, and very fulfilling career prospect. You can become sports personnel, wherein you can don the jersey of India and represent nation and see your flag going high in higher and higher Asiad, Olympics, and other places. Now let's come to the subject proper. People are there in class 9th and 10th. You go on to class 11th and 12th. When you are going for 11th and 12th, you have a career option choice whether to opt for science or humanities and social sciences, particularly arts or commerce. Once you have done that, then you go for graduation. At that point of time, after 12th, you can choose to join armed forces, or even after graduation, you can join armed forces. You can choose professional courses. You can become go for chartered accountancy. You can go for integrated B.Ed if you want to become a teacher like your principal, or you can become a lawyer. After this, you will have a post-graduation. At that time, there are 2 things which comes: engineering and medical. To be very frank with you, I would like to share, in 90s when we passed out, we only knew basically 3 career options. Either या तो engineer बनना है, या doctor बनना है, नहीं तो फौज ज्वाइन करना है. इसके अलावा हमारे पास कुछ पता ही नहीं था कि और भी कुछ होता है. लेकिन आज आपके पास बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस हैं, और आज आपको मैं बताऊंगा. These are left, which you see are traditional. You can join services, UPSC, IAS, IPS, State Service Commission. You can become a management person. You can join journalism, fashion designing, teaching, hotel management, tourism, modeling. These are traditional. But what are the emerging professions? You can go for genetic engineering, biotech, research. You can go for food or hotel industry, oceanography. You can go for performing arts or advertising, animation, art. Then you can go for agricultural sciences, dairy and fishery. My dear, today the world is facing and likely to face food security, wherein organic food and providing food will be one of the major tasks, and these career opportunities are going to become more and more attractive and fulfilling. Then you can go for some interdisciplinary profession like climate change, space, renewable energy. You can become data scientist, and this is not enough. There are some more. You can become a wildlife expert. You can become a data manager. You can become librarian, historian, archaeologist. You can become museum curator. You can become a geologist. You can become linguistic anthropologist. You can become an author. So this is the canvas where you can choose what you want to choose. And I'm sure there are plenty. So what happens? Big confusion. Questions are how to choose and what's best for me. So let's see how and what we can do for that. Most of the time, traditionally, a child looks into and tries to go and chooses a parent's profession. Like I am a slightly deviation. My parents were in Karo Steel City. I would have by that way either gone for engineering, or my uncle was a doctor, so I would have gone for doctor, but it didn't happen and I landed up somewhere else. But most of the time, like your principal Ravi Mishra, I believe her father was a great teacher. You will find doctors' houses have more doctors, engineers have more engineers, an artist, an actor has got actors. So child gets influenced by what is their parents' profession. Otherwise, they look into their close relatives, those close relatives, what kind of job they are doing, and a person tries to find those places. At times, from our close social circle, we identify the job opportunities and we aspire for that. Or around 60 to 70% of us are whatever I could, जो भी मिल गया बस ले लिया, क्या करूँ, पढ़ाई की, नौकरी चाहिए थी, whatever नौकरी मिली वो ले लिया. But the most important is you should be self-aware about yourself. What is it which you like? What is it which inspires you? What is it which pushes you? And you should go for that rather than choosing the first 1, 2, 3, 4, which I said. For that, what to do? You can go to your best friends and ask, and among them, your parents are the best friend, and best friends are there because they never abandon and they have got no hidden agenda. So you should ask your parents, what is good for me? You can ask your teachers because they are your best guides and they are your best life coach, and they know you because they have nurtured you, they have seen you. So they will be able to tell you what is best for you. Or you can ask your close relatives, those whom you idealize. Or in the chosen field, the professional ideal, like if I feel that I want to become a cricket player and my chosen idol is, let's say, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. If you are able to connect, ask them the practical experiences. If you think that you want to become a superintendent of police in your area, go and meet that superintendent of police, ask him what are the challenges, what are the good things, what are the difficulties in life, and how to reach there. That will give you better clarity to decide what is good for you. Now, a concept, once you have decided what is good for you, then you should do something called as management by objective. It's a management concept, management by objective. So what happens? It's opposite. First, you decide what is the goal, what's your profession you want to choose. Thereafter, you have to identify which are the courses which will empower me for, and then you come to present, that is your class 9th, 10th or 11th, 12th. So though the movement is from present to future, you are doing management by objective, where first you are identifying your future goal, where you want to reach, and then do management by objective and see where you are, and then find the gaps, how you can fill up the gaps, how you can build the ladder, and you reach. Now, this is your school, which is taking you on top of the mountain. But once you reach there, then you have to take aim. Aim high and high enough. Always aim higher than what you think, because if you aim higher, the chances are that if you do not reach there, you will still be somewhere higher or there where you are. But if you aim only at that level where you want to achieve, and God forbid if that does not happen, you will end up lower. So the idea is that take aim high and high enough, more than what you think. You will reach where you want to reach. So now, personal check-in for goal. What is goal, or what goals mean or aim means to me? So the answer is, goals are the spark that light the fire of our imagination. Goals are forward-moving objectives. They magnetize us towards them. The purpose towards which an endeavor is directed, an end and an objective. So that's what is goal, which I like. Now, why should we choose goal or set goals? Because if I don't know where I'm going, I'm likely to end up somewhere else. Goal setting provides direction and enhances motivation. They help us to criticize and They help us to crystallize our thinking. All high achieving men and women set regular goals and have a clear sense of purpose. They need a high point to aim at, something that makes life worth getting up for. Goal setting is the main ingredient of any recipe for success. So my dear, we must set goals. But why don't everyone sets the goal? Because people don't realize importance of goal. People don't know how to set goals. People fear failure. But remember, you don't fail when you fall. You fail when you refuse to get up. I'm sure you all will remember when you learned how to do cycling. We all fell down so many times, and then only we became proficient in cycling. But if at the first fall, we would have thought that I can't do cycling, we would never have learned how to cycle. People have got fear of rejection. They feel if I tell my goal and I'm not able to achieve, then people will make fun of me. They feel that it takes a great deal of time, lack of understanding of what goal is to be set. People don't know what is a good goal for me. So let's see, Ignite. We have got basically 4 endowments. One is mental, spiritual, physical, and social. And these all come together to do and ignite the fire within. So strive to fulfill the fundamental needs of life. That is to live physical, to love social, to learn mental, and to live a legacy that is spiritual. So we must strive to fulfill these fundamental needs of life. Fulfillment of these needs will result in spontaneous explosion of our inner synergy that ignites the fire within, gives us vision, passion, and a spirit of adventure to life. So we need to understand and ignite these 4 ingredients or endowment of life. We have freedom to choose. As human beings, we have unique endowment that distinguish us from the animal world. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. Between the stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies our freedom, the power to choose our response. And in our response lies the growth and freedom. So you have to utilize that space. Solution and goal checker. Find a sense of purpose. Find that thing that makes your heart sing, and then find a way to make your living your life. Become fully responsible, not responsible, become fully responsible. Ability to respond to the situation, not react. Ability to choose your responses. Maintain a positive focus. Think about what you want, not what you fear. Involve to evolve. That is, turn within yourself in order to evolve or evaluate your understanding by assessing your inner wisdom. Now, how to create a goal map? Dream. What do I want? Dream big. The more you can dream, the more you can do. And I am reminded of our president's quote. I will not be able to quote verbatim. It says that dreams are one which you see with open eyes. Dreams are one which will not allow you to sleep until you achieve it. So dream big. They all are dreaming. You all are dreaming. And you are always right. Remember, you are always right. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And either way, you will prove yourself right. Remember this. Every individual is always right. The power to make it happen is with you. Now, how will you create your goal map? Listen to your heart. Working with heart enables you to find extra energy, a special magical energy that helps you to flow in whatever you choose to do. Now, बच्चों, ये दो पिक्चर इसलिए है कि आप कैसे अपने गोल को डिसाइड करोगे. सो आपने पहले सारे करियर देख लिए, सारे ऑप्शंस देख लिए, पेरेंट्स से बात करी, टीचर से बात करी, अपने आइडियल से बात किया, अपने आप से बात किया, और अब आप उस फेज में हो जहां पे आपको फाइनलाइज करना है कि दिस इज माय गोल. एक शांत जगह पे आप बैठे, यहाँ पे मैंने पेड़ के आसपास बिठाया, आप अपने कमरे में बैठे एक पन्ने को ले और उसके ऊपर में आप सोचें. एक तरीका है स्वॉट एनालिसिस, स्ट्रेंथ वीकनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी थ्रेट्स एनालिसिस. वो कभी जब टाइम होगा तो फिर बात करेंगे. आप अपने स्ट्रेंथ को, अपने वीकनेसेस को अपने गोल के साथ कोरिलेट करिए और उसके बारे में सोचिए, तो आपको अपने बारे में समझ में आएगा और आप उसको लिखिए, आपको अपने ड्रीम को, अपने गोल को. देयर आफ्टर यू ड्रॉ दैट इमेज. सो लेट्स से मैंने सोचा कि मुझे एक फौजी बनना है. ये मेरे बैठ के सोचने के बाद मुझे क्लियर हो गया कि मुझे एक फौजी बनना है. तो आप अपने एक पेपर लीजिए और अपने बाएं हाथ से, और अगर आप लेफ्टी हो तो अपने राइट हैंड से, जो हाथ आप कम यूज करते हो उस हाथ से इमेजिन. और मैं अगर सोचूं मेरे लिए, अगर ये हुक्म मेरे लिए है कि मुझे एक फौजी बनना है, तो मैं एक फौजी का चित्र बनाता हूं पेपर पे. क्योंकि मैं अपने मजबूत हाथ, दाहिने हाथ से नहीं बना रहा हूं, दूसरे हाथ से बना रहा हूं, मुझे काफी ताकत लगेगी, काफी एफर्ट लेना पड़ेगा, मेरे दिमाग को काफी एफर्ट लेना पड़ेगा, और एक चेहरा बनेगा, एक इंसान बनेगा जो एक यूनिफॉर्म में होगा. जब आप ये बताते हैं तो ये एक आपके अंदर एक इमेजरी को डेवलप करता है, और वो एक इमेज आपके मन में बैठ जाता है, जो आप जब भी सोचोगे तो आपको वो दिखाई देगा. सो बेसिकली व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज दैट यू आर ड्रीमिंग. नाउ यू आर पुटिंग दैट ड्रीम टू रियलिस्टिक पेपर, and now you know this is what I want, this is where I have to go. And that is what is the power of drawing what you want to do. You must draw. You want to become a professor? Draw. Imagine you are a professor. You want to become a leader? Draw that you are addressing a strength of 1,000, 5,000 people, and people are listening to you. You want to become, let's say, a doctor, or you want to become a researcher? Draw the image that you will do a research and one day you will get a Nobel Prize. Don't smile. Don't think it is impossible. If one person got a Nobel, any other person in this world has the ability to do the same. Remember this. Ask yourself, why do I want this? When do I want it? How will I achieve it? Whose help will I require? So these are the questions which will give you answers, which will lead you towards your path of success. Now, this is again a new idea. You all have seen a swimming pool, more or less. And in this swimming pool, if you can follow my cursor, there are various stages from where people will jump. Now, aim in life should be always to achieve and ensure that you go to the highest, because when all of them are sitting there and the race goes, the person who's on the topmost platform, he will automatically be ahead of this person. And let's see how. He may jump till here. I've given a scale. Let's say he jumps till 3.5 inch. This other guy will jump till 4.25. He will jump 5.5. The other will in fact cross, and the top one will go much beyond. So what I'm trying to say, always try to achieve the highest pedestal, from where it will be easier for you to achieve. You will have always taken a head start in your life. You must sign it, make and remake a commitment to yourself and others. You must speak loudly. Yes, I want to become this. Don't hesitate. Don't be worried about fear of failure, because when you tell, the environment listens to it. Everybody else will start understanding it. Everybody else will start supporting you. See it, visualize your goal map every day. That is the first thing to do in the morning. Say it, speak your goal aloud as an affirmation. When you visualize, feel it, sense how will you feel to achieve your goals and dream. If I have to say, I will feel, yes, when I become a Fauji and when I'm standing and saluting or standing under my national flag, what kind of feeling it comes, and it gives you goosebumps. Believe Repeat this process every day to build belief in yourself. Now I come to another concept, magical laddu. What is it? What are these? These are all small, small bundis. They are your school days up to class 12th. They will come together and make laddus for your life. Ultimately, all these small, small bundis, big and small, which you collected and you learned throughout your life, they get superimposed, and that helps you to become successful, happy, and achieve a fulfilling life. So it's a brick by brick effort plus childhood effort that gives you happy and satisfied life. Now class 11th and 12th and class 9th and 10th. So there are 4 laddus I'm talking, because I'm talking to 9th, 10th, 11th. You have got 4 laddus right now with you. So what is magical about these laddus? Your childhood development phase, 0 to 5 year, you are at home, preschool, 1 to 8 up till approximately 13, 14 years, 9 to 12, 4 years, which I'm talking. Now let's say life expectancy is 70 years. By the time you finish 12th, you are 18, 17 and a half. So life left post school days is 52 years, which amounts to 13 times these 4 laddus. These 4 laddus, which you make, they will give you an investment return on investment 13 times. So that means, my dear, every day which you are spending today is going to give you 13 good, meaningful and powerful days. So every 1 hour which you are doing plus good things is transforming itself into 13 hours of the day. And every half an hour which you are wasting somewhere in unproductive thing is getting multiplied and removing almost around 6.5 hours from your life. So remember, every minute, every day counts. These are like small bundis of the laddu. Now, this example is basically what I'm trying to tell you is that this is what my son did, my elder son. And if you see carefully, these are our family photographs. He is the one whom I'm talking about. He wanted to go to, IITs. So he made this. This is him. And then he writes what he wants to do. Now he is slow eater. So he writes, I want to eat faster. I want to work hard. I want to plan my study and finish my FITG portion on time. And he says, I can, I believe I can. And then he says it passes through my eating and studying achievement, because he wants to become faster in eating so that he can save some time and he can, achieve. Now, what I told you, always aim higher. He aimed for IIT. He couldn't reach there, but he is right now in BIT Mishra, which is a NIT, doing computer science. Fair enough. But you all should do this. 4 to 6 hours it will take to, finish the day's task. That is what he thought about it. So to summarize, you must identify your goals. For that, seek help of your parents and teachers. Talk to the best creation of the God every day, and that is you. Every individual is the best creation of the God. Every individual is the image of God himself. Every individual is a portion of God himself. Create a goal map, set goals, make sure they are in writing and readily visible, and work towards your goal on a regular basis. Live your goal map, enjoy a successful life, make nations, parents and teachers proud. And at the end, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Thank you. I have finished and I am happy to take questions.
Thank you so much, Commander Anand. You have really done a wonderful job. I'm, here with lots of questions. The students are knowing to know about their queries. And I would like to club 2-3 questions together so that you are comfortable in answering. They're more or less same. So the first question is, what motivates Sir to achieve more success? The same kind of a question. What is important to achieve our aim like you have? And what has motivated you to choose a perfect goal for yourself?
Okay, thank you. Very difficult, important, as well as basic question. How to choose goal and why we should choose goal. Unless you choose a goal, you don't know where you're going. I'm sure for everything we have a planning. When you get up in the morning, you know what time you have to go to school. Accordingly, you start planning. You know which all subjects are to be taught. So you take those subject books and go. Similarly, in life, where you have to go and achieve, until unless you are able to identify them, decide about them, you will not know which path to take and how to go. And so it's very important. How to motivate? Motivation will come, like, if you remember, I said that once you decide a goal, goals are that which ignites your passion, which gives you, fire within you, which inspires you to reach there where you want to reach. It gives you a feeling to look forward, and that is enough motivation that yes, I'm moving. And if you have made a goal, and if you remember, if you have done that management objective, then you know I'm reaching there. And one good trick is that after a bigger goal, you break down into smaller goals, come back to here, and then on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, you see that, okay, I have achieved this. If you have not achieved, do a audit. What have I not achieved, and how much should I work so that by next week I should be there where I have to be. Let's say you want to score beyond say 95 or 98% in your class 12th, because you want to come and join St. Stephen's in Delhi, because you want to take up become a good English teacher or a good English professor like your principal. So now you have identified that to get into St. Stephen's, I need 98% plus in my class 12th. Fair enough. Come back. If that is the case, then my pre-board, how much should I get? At least I should be there, 98, 99, 97. So you marked it. In your half yearly, how much? Yes, I am working. So I should be at least 95. In my, before that unit test, I should be around 93. In my class 11th, how much should I have? Okay, I should have 90. Now, when you finish your 12th, if you are there at 90%, you'll be happy that I am there, I am moving right. But if you are at 88%, then you know I have to work more. Audit what went wrong. Why couldn't I score 2 more percent? What should I do from day one? Now, in your first exam in 12th, if your aim was 90% and you achieved 90%, very good, no problem. But if you came to 80, you know you have to work hard. Yes, if you came 92, don't stop studying. That means the goal which you have aimed for you or made was not higher enough. That means you have a potential to get 99 or 100. So then you improve your overall goal, and that is how you will move up. What was the third question?
The third question was, what motivated you to choose a perfect goal for yourself?
A child, I will not be, I don't want to be wrong here. I don't want to tell you anything false. To be very honest, I fell in that fourth, whatever life gave. I wanted to become a doctor. I couldn't become a doctor. I waited for 1 year. It didn't happen. And somewhere that NDA exam form was also there. So I said, okay, let me fill this also. I filled it up and I ended up in Naval Academy. And then I worked and thereafter I moved. Yes, definitely somewhere that idea that I wanted to become a doc was there. Army, Navy is there. It's a good profession. I'm working and I'm very happy. I'm satisfied. But to tell you a key, why I'm doing PhD? I'm doing PhD so that I can, at the end of my life or at the end of some time, I will get doctor against my name. Had I become a doctor after +2, had I cleared my medicine, I would have been Dr. Anand Kumar talking to you today. I am talking to you today as a commander, but that passion is still there. And that's why I'm doing this PhD, for nothing else. That the day I finish, I will again be Commander Dr. Anand Kumar. So this is what is motivating me. You have to set a goal. And it's difficult because no one taught all these things to us. Your principal, your school faculty, they are great. They are giving you these opportunities. We learned these things with our own mistake. I realized that I want to do this probably after almost around 10, 12 years into service. That what is this? Why I am not still getting that kick? Why I am not still, feeling what is still gap? What's the gap? And then I started doing research. What should I do? What should I do? And then I said, okay, this is what I want to do. And the journey has been quite long, but you people don't do this mistake. Learn, identify, and do it, because the day your passion becomes your profession, you are no longer working. You are enjoying your life. So aim for that. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Means you need to have something to keep on igniting throughout your life, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's very good. So become like a river, always flowing and learning, right?
Yes. Yes.
So another set of questions. My children wants to know about the journey of Honorable Commander and how he reached this platform as so that they can also look forward to. And I feel that you have just narrated it, so no need to take up this question. Okay. One very important question, you know, this children do have this query all the time. Is it good to set goals during class 9th and 10th?
Should I answer?
Yeah, please.
Yes, it is good to set goal. You must set goals. And if I tell you, you should set goals every night before going to bed. Before you go to bed, you should set a goal how I'm going to utilize my next day, what all I'm going to do the next day. That you should spend 5 minutes to that. And I said, talk to yourself. You should talk to yourself for 5 minutes. How I spend today and what is my plan for tomorrow. So it is never wrong to have a goal, because you have a goal, you have an aim, then only you can do well. Let's say you go in a sports field. If you today aimed that today I will score 1 goal, आज चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए मुझे मैच जीतना है, then only you will win. But if you go in the ground, फुटबॉल खेलना है, चलते हैं 2-4 इधर से फुटबॉल मारेंगे, खत्म हो जाएगा, you will never achieve, you will never be able to score. So making goal is important at every sphere of life. And 9th and 10th, yes, if you have made 9th and 10th, if you have made your goal in 9th and 12th, you are that much more empowered. You are that much more sure that you will achieve what you want to achieve. Thank you.
Very nice. Question is little, kiddish. Yeah. Should we share our goals to others? Should we talk with with our friends and share our goals? Yeah, I have a goal. So do they want to know that, should they disclose this, that what they have kept for themselves as a goal with their friends?
Here, one important thing is you must choose your friends well. Not everybody with whom you are in class is your friend. If you have been able to identify your friends well, you should share. And if you have got a hesitation, you have got a best friend in your parents, share with them. You have got best guide in your teachers, share with them. Because once you share, then they will also guide you. Let's see, I'm in class 9th or 10th. And if I would have told my biology teacher, ma'am, I want to become a doctor one day, probably she would have told me, read these books. You must score like this. This is what you should be doing. When she sees me playing and going for hockey, she says, "Beta, you don't want to become a Indian hockey player, na? You want to become a doctor. So don't go for hockey and study for your biology." Maybe that would have changed. Because I did not share, nobody knew where I have to go. So you must share your goals and don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of people making fun of you. Don't worry about it. They will make fun, but nothing happens. I am sure हमने सबने सुना है, हाथी अपनी मस्ती चलता रहता है, कुत्ते हल्ला करते रहते, उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Thank you
so much. Okay, fine. My children want to know, how is the life of Indian Navy?
Yeah, life of Indian Navy is brilliant, very good, very satisfying. Your stations are all metropolitan cities: Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Kochi, Goa, all good places. You sail a lot if you are going on board. And now if you are reading newspaper, you will find that our sea area is becoming more and more important. Almost our 90% of trade is through sea. South China Sea, you would have seen. So we need to be powerful, we need to be strong, and our government is giving more attention. So Navy is going to grow. Navy is going to rival the US or the Chinese or any other Navy in the world. And if you want to know importance of Navy, what ma'am principal, I will request you that map of India, which we keep hanging up, north up, just turn it up, ulta.
Okay.
When you turn it ulta, you will find what is India.
Okay.
When it is upwards, our vision is getting blocked by Himalayas, because I have done my psychology. So what happens? You see up and we see Himalayas and nothing beyond is seen. You turn it down, you will find a vast ocean where only we are there. There is no one from here till Antarctica. And that's our playground. That is where we have to play. You look up and you see this side is China, there Nepal, there Pakistan. Okay, we are happy here. No, turn it. The moment you turn it, you will find what we are talking. We are one of the most geographically gifted country, but we have to understand, and here we are doing that. So life in Navy is very good. It is a 3-dimension. You will get time to go in submarine. You can fly, you can sail, you can do research, you do whatever. You can go for, I forgot to put a picture. There were 6 lady officers who did a circumnavigation. There are officers who have, climbed Everest. So Navy has got all the facilities which you want. Wonderful if you want to join.
Thank you so much. Last 2 questions, if you permit.
Yeah.
What changes we should make in our life to be a good human? I'm happy that my children are asking such questions. Very good. To be a good human is the most important question of this life. Yeah.
Thank you. You asked me a question, and I have transported back to 32 years to my school. I was a science student, but there was a economics teacher in arts, and I used to interact with her because of the my co-curricular activities. And like बचपन में होता है, आप भी निकलोगे तो अपने टीचर से कुछ नोट लिखवाओगे, मैम कुछ मेरे डायरी में लिख दो. So I also, because I liked that teacher and we were interacting, though I was in science. So I told ma'am, write something for me. And she said, it is very important. More than becoming a successful individual, it is important to become a good human being. And I think you all are also asking the same thing. Remember, I'm sure 9th, 10th, have they read set, subset and all? Venn diagram?
Yeah, they have.
So good human being is a universal set. Within that are the subsets of good professional, good father, good mother, good individual, good leader, good doctor, good engineer, good teacher. They are all subset, but the universal set which is good human being. So if your aim is to become a good human being, be sure you are on a path of success. You will ultimately, not only you will be successful, people around you will also be successful. It's like, the person who sells perfumes. Anybody who's around, he also gets that perfume without him sharing or not. So if you are a good human being, don't worry, you have already reached where you have to reach, and you are an asset to humanity. Thank you.
Very nice answer, sir. And the one last question. How can we enhance our focus? Because there are so many distractions today, outside the house, there are n number of glittering distractions, and mobile is one of them, and technology. But when the COVID has not entered our life, we were asking the students, no, mobile is banned to the school, right? Now look at the irony of life. Now the students, we are asking them, be friendly with the mobile, be techno-friendly, and becoming techno-friendly means in a right direction, okay? So that's very good. So they just want to know how to enhance focus in their life.
Yeah, I think this question sums up, and a very apt time you have asked this question and put it as a summarizing this whole talk. You will get focus only when you know on what you want to focus. What is it that you want to focus? You get focused when you take a cell phone because you want to play game at that point of time. You get focused on a movie because you want to watch movie at that point of time. So you first know and understand what is it that you want to do, and then you get focused. Here the whole discussion was identify goal. The moment you know what is your goal, the moment you have done management objective and you know where I am and how I can reach, you are already focused there. Now, how to get away from the distractions? You should, on a week, let's make it weekly. Once in a week, sit down, assess whatever you have done in that 1 week. Is it aiding or helping you to move towards your goal or not? If it is not, then you need to identify what are those people, those places, those ideas, those practices. If you find no, it is going, you are going there. The third thing which you can do, develop a habit of talking to yourself, because you are the most important and best creation of the God. So talk to yourself. That at many times at your age and even our age, there are people who say, I am depressed, I am not finding, people are shouting, people are making fun of me, somebody is saying you are not there, successful. To get all those negativity, you talk to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, yes, this is I am. Love yourself. Appreciate yourself, because you are the best as far as the whole scheme is there. So you talk to yourself, understand yourself. Beyond that, if it is happening, do not hesitate to go and talk to your parents. Do not hesitate and go to talk to your teachers, because they will tell you ultimately. They may shout at you, but that's, okay. But they will tell you right thing, because parents and teachers are like coconut. I'm coming from Kochi, transferred to Delhi. There are a lot of coconut. Coconut, it's hard from outside, but inside it's very, very soft, full of water, sweet and everything. So parents, teachers are like that. If you have any problem, if you feel that despite everything, I'm not able to focus, I'm not able to understand where am I going, I'm not finding things right, reach out to them. They will definitely help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like you have really done a great job by answering these questions. And the best part, that students of Sumitra Modern School look forward to be a good human being. That is very, very important. And CBSE is trying to focus on honing the skills in the children so that they can be a good human being first. Rest, things will fall in place automatically. The best points that you have highlighted, that parents are the best friends. On the contrary, children want to, they want to be away from the parents. They don't want to share their problems with their parents. And one very important, they will scold. गुस्सा करेंगे, डांटेंगे. हो सकता है जो बात 10 मिनट में खत्म हो सकती थी वो 1 घंटे में खत्म हो. No issues. But solution is must. Solution जरूर निकलेगा. That is the best part. And teacher is the best guide. I'm so happy, Commander Anand, that you remembered your teacher who was there in the school, economics teacher, and she wrote that to be a good human being. So this is why we say that no matter the students pass out from school and we realize students did not notice us. No. Maybe in the subconscious mind, we are there residing safe and sound. And one very important thing that I could pick is meeting the inspirational hero. Like if you want to become a Navy officer, meet the Navy officer, know his life. What are the challenges he has faced? Okay, so the best part of today's scenario is that you can go and talk. Everything is there, very well decorated on the table. You simply have to choose which dish you have to digest first. And one very important is aim higher. Definitely, if I want that I should score 60% marks, so automatically the marks will go down, it will be 40, 45, something like that. And if I aim for 90 above, so automatically I'll work for 90 above. I know. So setting the higher goal keeps you motivating, keeps you instructing that you do not have to get distracted with anybody else, anything else. Personal check is very important. What I always suggest my students that before going to bed, always plan for tomorrow. And at the same time, check what you have planned for today. Was it accomplished? If not, write down and carry forward it for tomorrow so that tomorrow becomes a very, very, very tough time for you. You know why? Because what you have planned for today, you have not accomplished. 50% is still left. So it will be carried forwarded. And tomorrow you have planned something new. So new plus what was left out of yesterday. So it becomes a bigger project for you. So it's better to be on the safer side. Try to accomplish whatever you plan. This is how you start practicing to achieve goal on a higher note. SWOT analysis, definitely. And one very important thing, that is concept of laddu. That is छोटी छोटी मोतियां जो बिंत राशि है आज के समय में, जिसको हम सोचते छोटी सी है, छोटी सी खुशी देगी, वो छोटी छोटी खुशियां एक समय आकर बड़े से लड्डू का रूप ले लेती है. So we should not avoid small mistakes. We should be very, very careful about it. And small happiness may take a bigger shape tomorrow. Thank you so much, Commander Anandji, and I will look forward for yet another sessions for our children as they are requesting me again and again. Thank you so much, sir. Just a token of love and gratitude from our ends, from entire Sumitra group of institutions. Yeah, please continue.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for moderating the session so well. We are highly privileged. Now, heading towards the end of this beautiful session, enjoy the little things. For one day, you may look back and realize they were the big things. As we express our gratitude towards the small things, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Now, with all modesty, I would request the most reputed Mr. Anurag Shukla, Bursar, Sumitra Modern School, to extend a hearty vote of thanks to acknowledge our esteemed speaker for sharing his wisdom and encouraging all of us.
नमस्कार. आदरणीय कमांडर आनंद कुमार, सदस्य समिति, हम सभी एवं अध्यापकगण, उचित अभिवादन एवं छात्र छात्राओं को ढेर सारा स्नेह. मेरे लिए यह बहुत ही हर्ष का अवसर है कि डॉक्टर आनंद कुमार जी ने अपने व्यस्त कार्यक्रम से हमारे छात्र छात्राओं हेतु गुरु दीक्षा कार्यक्रम के तहत समय निकाला. कमांडर आनंद के सम्मान में मैं दो पंक्तियां कहना चाहता हूं. बहुआयामी आप हैं, बहुआयामी काज पाकर अपने बीच में पुलकित हैं हम आज. आपका प्रोफाइल ही बहुत प्रेरणादायक है. एक नेवल ऑफिसर के साथ साथ मैनेजमेंट और साइकोलॉजी में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन. आपसे मुखातिब होने का अवसर मिलना हमारे छात्र छात्राओं के लिए एक उत्साहवर्धक एवं प्रेरणादायक अवसर है. मैं अनुराग शुक्ला समस्त सुमित्रा परिवार की तरफ से कमांडेंट आनंद कुमार जी का सहृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं. साथ ही साथ मैं अपनी प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर राबी त्रिपाठी को इन पंक्तियों के साथ आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं. गुणकारी सोहबत मिली, गुणकारी उपदेश, आभारी हम आपके कि आपने गुरु दीक्षा कार्यक्रम का संचालन करवाया. अंत में जिस व्यक्ति ने इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में सहयोग प्रदान किया, उस व्यक्ति को सहृदय से धन्यवाद एवं आभार. मैं अपने धन्यवाद वचनों का समापन इस आशय के साथ करना चाहता हूं कि कमांडर साहब मुझे पुनः एक सेशन की अनुमति प्रदान करेंगे. और अंत में मैं आप सभी से अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं कि राष्ट्रगान के द्वारा अपने राष्ट्र को सम्मानित करें एवं कार्यक्रम का समापन करें.
भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग. तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ जय